joining us today on this webinar about Magento Commerce for your online store. Uh, we're really thankful for everybody to have spared out time today and joined us for the webinar. Uh, we have with us Chirag, who is our Magento expert. So without wasting more time, I'd like Chirag to take over. Chirag, please.
So, hello, good morning, everyone. So basically, what we are going to conclude on this webinar is how Magento can be helpful as a framework to cater the ongoing demand of cross-browser performance across devices for your e-commerce store. So I'm just beginning slide by slide on this, and yeah, we'll go through. So as an introduction, I am a certified Magento professional, and been doing Magento for last 8-9 years, and I've been closely studying the e-commerce trends that are happening for last couple of years. So during this research, I figured out that for last year or so, PWA and headless e-commerce are basically two approaches that most of the big retail brands are offering or they are switching to. So sites like Nike's, Adidas, and all those retail giants have already switched to this experience for their web part, and there is a section for applications also. So what we are gonna cover in this is how PW and headless would be overall helpful. So headless e-commerce basically started getting traction last year. So it's been around 12 months of a journey, and uh, as you can see, around nowadays 3/4 of the traffic comes through the mobile devices. So for our e-commerce store, the mobile experience is pretty vital. So if you see year by year, every year, the mobile retail sales is actually increasing very rapidly. So within last 5 year itself, it's almost increased from half to being 3/4 of the total sales that are happening throughout the world on e-commerce. So mobile experience is going to be a very, very critical component. And obviously with mobile experience, customers are requesting, because Amazon already has set up standards of free returns and free shipping on whatever country they are going in. So that's one of the experience people are expecting from an online store. They are also expecting a transparency at the price level. So whenever we have a good online presence, we should ensure we have better defined return policies, data privacy mechanism, security of the store. We don't indulge into any price algo which can hurt customer sentiments on the site. So these are pretty much what customers are expecting these days. And again, contacting with the customers nowadays, we are having bot chats as in mechanism, which is totally changing the scope of the CRM, the customer relationship management and system. So we within Magento, we have certain scripts and algorithm which can tackle this part to ensure, even if you have only one or two support person, you can handle the whole influx of traffics and ensure that nobody is basically feeling left out in terms of their inquiries. So this is one of the parameters that Magento is taking care of. And nowadays, as you can see, everything is going omni-channel. Means omni-channels, I would simplify by the term omni-channel would be your offline retail and online retail on all device ranges. It's now binding all together. So let's say the way Amazon is kind of setting up standards, so they are also exploring offline stores to an extent. And there are a lot of retail brands like Nike, Adidas, they have their offline stores. They have a very well defined omni-channel system which ensures all the sales data from offline and online, and according to locations they get all that interesting report which can help us generating and targeting the right audience in the right way. So omni-channel is definitely a great important parameter, and obviously that also includes the mobile sales. So from online part of things, mobile sales uh, is is very very big parameter these days. So for those, what we are going to do is we are going to conclude how brands basically take care of the dynamic pricing part, as well as how they handle this omni-channel mechanism. So certain brands, like most of the top brands, are running dynamic price mechanism. So they have a scripting algorithm which keep tracks of their competitor prices for the same product. So let's say Amazon being actively following their competitors, that what prices, for an example, an iPhone is selling on another competitor's website. So they do keep track of those data, and according to that, they also run out their price algos to ensure they always remain competitive. So this is also one of the hidden important aspects that's gaining traction to ensure more and more visitor basically come to our website and purchase the products. So that's with the dynamic pricing approach. Uh, there are a lot of techniques that goes within this. So I have mentioned out few notes, but like if I go in quick detail, then I would say we should always have a set of parameter and practices defined on how our prices would change on the store dynamically according to our competitors' price mechanism. So we have a set of algorithm which can gain traction on this. So we'll be covering, like, if in case you guys have questions at the end. So this is more regarding how prices are handled, and then let's shift back to what I started with, the headless commerce approach. So basically, headless commerce is very interesting mechanism. So like when these days we are opening any website, we are expecting a certain kind of behavior when we open in within a mobile device. So we have noticed that a lot of sites are having very very horrible behavior when it comes to mobile, because they don't concentrate that much. So with this headless commerce approach, what we do is we have a strong backend already with Magento or Salesforce or any framework. And what we do interestingly within this headless commerce approach is we integrate a standard JS frameworks. So let's say uh, React JS or Angular JS. So those are interesting frameworks provided and laid out by Google and Amazon, which ensures your website is represented in application kind of behavior, in even if it's open from a browser. So that's pretty much what headless commerce is about, that we are separating admin, the backend side of things, to a predefined structure, and front end would be a totally improved front experience. That's 90 to 80 to 90% according to an app behavior it will work within a website. So that's and it's very elegant approach that you can take on handling the browser level experience for mobiles. So that's more relating to the headless commerce part. um, Basically, nowadays there are a lot of selling points. I mean, if we go in malls, we have Alexas also. So this headless commerce approach, these technologies are way advanced. So you can do voice searches, you can do smart. I mean, you have if you have kiosks, you have smart TVs. We can target like wide range of audience with this. That our front is taken care by a technology that's widely approved and tested, and backend is tested and proven by using Sales for Magento or whatever platform that suits according to our requirement. So this is how like modern e-commerce businesses are doing. They are using this approach very in very detailed manner. So basically, headless commerce, why it's becoming popular, because it's very lightweight. It's I would say in terms of front experience, it's on par with an application, or at times it's better in certain cases to an application behavior. So that's why it's gaining a lot of traction, that it's very lightweight. It takes very less megabytes to or to load the site. So load speeds are also very helpful. That helps with the abandoned, reducing the abandoned cart ratio. So sales also has an indirect impact to how your website is browsing through the mobile experience. So I have mentioned out few parameters. We'll do question answer in case like you have any questions on this, but largely this is the main reason why it's getting followed and getting more traction overall. So the benefits of this headless commerce approach, basically I would say it's very secure. It's very flexible to implement on the front end side. The deployment of your changes is very faster compared to an application. For let's say for an app, what we have to do is we have to create its build. There's a lot of development cost involved over there, and for a single label update also you sometimes have to spend 2 to 3 hours if it's case we are following a process. But here it's pretty much straightforward. We have a straightforward deployment process. It can be easily tested and QA on different mobile devices. So these are like very on-front kind of benefits relating to headless commerce. So that's one of the aspect headless is commerce is having. Next, basically, I have mentioned out few use cases on how Magento as in helps with the headless commerce. So Magento 2 now has support with this PWA. So PWA are basically progressive web apps that we would be covering shortly, but headless commerce uh, provides a whole new dimension. So even let's say in future or in current, we have to target audience according to the geolocations, according to their languages. So using this PWA and headless e-commerce approach, we would be able to do those level of very personalized promotions that can make a customer feel more kind of an ownership to the brand, and it can impact greatly when it comes to sales. This personalized behaviors. So this is what Magento is venturing into. Magento has already started supporting this, and it's very exciting to have it like overall. So um, like I said, this PWA is a progressive web app. So how it will work, I will just give you a brief summary. So let's say I have my own online store, and it's having slightly horrific behavior for customers on the mobile side. Let's assume that. And what I would do and how this will help me out is I would prepare a PWA version of my mobile, that whatever that you see on mobile will load through this PWA app. So the interesting part is this: any customer like an app would be able to save our PWA app to its mobile device. That just click over here and save it like an app, and when you open it will showcase like an app within your mobile's window, that this is your online store or whatever brand we have. That's the PW of this app. So what it will do is it will open up like an app when it's getting clicked, and within that you can expect a app kind of behavior. Another interesting part is it can also work offline. So how it works is basically it saves data in your mobile device. So let's say I open the app for the first time within my mobile device. So what it will do is whatever images and whatever labels I have, it will create a local copy of that particular progressive web app within the mobile device. And next time, whenever that customer is loading, it going to load through the through that saved copy basically. So it binds and set up the data very intelligently. So if in case like I'm going offline, I would even be able to see those data, whatever that are saved actually. So it's on par to an app experience. Using this, you would be able to send the push notification like we do on apps. It handles the offline mode. It has a like security and cross browser compatibility would be uh, same way as an app has it. So with reducing the cost of implementation for app, basically you have to go ahead and do those application developments, and if we do in native way, then it can cost like hundreds of dollar more. Rather with this, we would always have, irrespective of the device that is getting checked on, we would have a copy ready and saved within that mobile device for loading and setting up. So that's pretty much it about the progressive web apps, that they intelligently create a copy and behave like an app on your mobile device. And yeah, so tech stack that we use basically are React JS, GraphQL. So these two are very latest techs that we are going to integrate in this. These techs are actually used by Facebooks and Googles of the world, and this technology basically handles and render the data more intelligently than anything else I've seen. Yeah. So so I have listed out certain brands. I'm not sure whether you have heard about, but I mean, certain brands have choose to go with Magento too. They are Zedic and Voltaire and Kubota. There is a brand called Malianta. So a lot of brands have started using Magento 2 as in for the progressive web app. So as to give you brief on Magento 2, it has a very powerful backend overall. So PWA as in front and Magento as in backend would kind of becomes like a great couple overall, that it binds well and it helps overall with the implementation and behavior on mobile device. So I have mentioned out certain note, but it's more largely relating to what I'm saying actually overall. So basically you can develop your customized UI UX. So I have just as an example, I have prepared a view for an online store, how it will look in PC, and in mobile you can expect an Amazon app kind of behavior for this. So this is pretty much, I would say, an experience using a browser that is on par to a mobile app. So I would say progressive web apps in a simple notification. It's more relating to how you treat your mobile experience to the customer. So without going into, I would say, cost of implementing the application, this ensures that your store itself, your web store itself, can be treated as an mobile application in terms of behavior side of things. So it will, I would say, like, let's say if you are going to launch a project and you're worried about the cost side of things, then this would all around, it will cost you half when it comes to if you go in the app route. So there are pros and cons, but this is more a budget efficient approach that people are taking to ensure like brands reaches every kind of customer in the right way. And now the PW side of things I explained and concluded. Now we'll jump back to how and what Magento does. So Magento basically is a very widely used e-commerce tech platform. So in 2015, Magento once earlier there was Magento 1, and now from 2015 onwards there is a much improved version of Magento, that's Magento 2, and it has a good set of functionality when it comes to security, handling the encryption of customers' password data, credit card data. So those features have been greatly encrypted and set up within the Magento 2 side of things. And you can do like a lot of changes and application from your end to like enhance the security. You can customize your admin URLs. You can generate reports of data. You can view dashboards with customized behavior. So backend of Magento is very strong. You can uh, from your order data to invoice data to refund data, everything is well structured in grid manner. So like what we are doing over here is we are using Magento, who is very strong when it comes to backend, and we are utilizing the backend strength of the backend and the front of PWA and just combining it all together. So that's one of the things. And I have just outlined what Magento does. So Magento has a very strong CSP system. The content security policies are there, the cross-site scripting. Recently we are getting embedded Google reCAPTCHA. So on forms you have security to ensure no spams are happening, and that is too without any additional cost. So Magento has like if I show you how the backend of Magento looks, it would be pretty much like this. You would have a section of sales, catalog, customers, marketing section for your coupon codes and everything. You would have a content section for managing your static pages, a report section to see customized reports of order data and everything, store config section where you can set up all your configuration on what logo you want and everything basically of managing the backend and stuff. And recently Magento is upgrading itself with constantly day by day they are releasing updates every month with new versions, new security updates, and they are rolling out in right manner that it gets easier to upgrade Magento versions on any live store. So we have a standard process that we follow when it comes to upgrades, and ensuring no functionality breaks and day-to-day regular operations runs smoothly when we are using Magento as in framework. So reasons I would say why you should go ahead with Magento. It's very open source, widely used, very scalable. Like let's say if you are moving from $50,000 to a $10 million store, you would not have to switch any framework with the journey. Magento has different products that are ready-made according to your business type. There is Magento Community, Magento Cloud, and Magento Enterprise for each scale of businesses. So that's one of the prime reason we can go ahead with Magento. Open source by means it has a very wide community of people, very smart people, that if in case we are stuck with any implementation, there is always help out there to ensure it's done correctly. Security part, as I mentioned, it's very secure. Like like there are 2FA authentications on logins. There is Google reCAPTCHA. The encryptions algo have been improved greatly. So those part is basically covered. It's very flexible when it comes to implementing your third-party URL. So like PWA, you can also develop your other APIs very easily compared to a Shopify store or a PrestaShop store, or those other frameworks basically. And there is a constant support. So like if you have a great development partner with you, then like managing the store, it's not a big deal. Like you can ensure you expect a certain target of sales month on month, and just ensure maintaining the store and SEO the right way, and traffic actually comes up gradually in very organic manner with Magento. So yeah, I mean, and apart from that, it has a lot of other features. There is a feature called multi-store. So let's say we are having a different store for different countries or even in case we have like, let's say I am being a businessman, I'm venturing into different brand of businesses. Let's say I have a healthcare business also, and I'm also running a toy store, so I can manage both the stores using a single admin, and their stats would be managed according to the store. So a very great precise mechanism is already there, like if you want to manage your sales data according to each store, and just have to log into a single admin panel and you can see everything basically. Very SEO friendly. You have metas and your sitemaps and everything by default implemented. So it gets very easier when we have to hit and target uh, a set of products, let's say for promotions or social media strategy. So all this can be very easily achievable in Magento, and very user friendly as an experience. With PWA, it would be a great asset for the front. So, uh, arguably, people are saying that Magento has a slightly low front end behavior, but with PWA coming on board, it will definitely go to a next level, very on par with how applications are behaving these days. So, yeah, it has great admin, as I said. A lot of interesting things you can do using admin, and it has a great architecture, very secure platform, and you can for the loading time you can integrate CDN, Varnish, Redis, all this latest tech which handles speeding up your store. So that's very easily achievable because it's by default there in Magento. Web APIs, as I said, we can integrate the web APIs. There is a by default a CMS system. You can do your marketing, the promotions and reports. So pretty much everything we can do as an all-round experience as PWA is coming on board with Magento. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, I think done. Yeah, and if you guys have questions, you can throw over certainly.
Awesome. That was great, Chirag. There was some great insight on how Magento can be useful for your online store.